let's take a look at a channel that I got blocked out of during the last eviction that I went through, and let's look at some evidence here. Oh, here's a good one. Here's another one. There's a good one. Look at some of these. Will they give me a blood test, a urinalysis? I don't know. But if they do, they're going to come up short. Because I could be in a cup right now and there's nothing there. I don't have any visitors. I don't go anywhere except for the grocery store and short little trips here and there. My phone calls have nothing to do with drugs. You know, I mean, that doesn't stop these people because there's, they're in the news every day, shooting people, doing all kinds of stuff. Trying to. I've reported on this before, where they're pulling people over, black people over, and planting drugs on white people over, planting drugs on them. And when I left the court yesterday, or day before yesterday, I can't even. What day is it? I'm not kidding you. I just now started getting sleep over all this stuff. And man, last night I was having all these weird nightmares and stuff. Anyways, when I came out of the eviction hearing, Rod wasn't there on purpose because he has a violent temper and he cannot control himself. But he couldn't be in the hearing. And when I pulled up to the light by the parking garage, I pulled out of the parking garage where I parked at, and I came down 2nd Street. And when I got to the light, there was a police cruiser, and I should have gotten a better look at it because it had a special siren, and it's not your typical siren that's on everybody's, every police officer's vehicle. This was somebody with some kind of authority in this police vehicle sitting in the light across from me. And I didn't get a chance I should have gotten a look at who it was. If I can't stop in the middle, get up the intersection, get out and run over and take a look at whoever it was. But if I had to guess who it was somebody important with some kind of rank, maybe even the chief of police and Rod Roberts in the vehicle, because they sounded this. They didn't flash the lights, but they hit that siren, and I was like, wow, that was really strange. So yeah. This afternoon, it's It's the 10th of December, and I haven't had Facebook for about 6 years, so I have no way of even watching that video. But I'm gonna let the administration know that my apology was sincere, you know, uh, and I'm thankful that you know uh, the president of the Federation, Debbie Lieberman. Um,
she pretended like she cared there for a minute. Out of sight, out of mind.
Someone is your enemy or your friend. Yeah. Back to the veteran housing auditor. This is going to be episode 18, and I'm going to name this Scandalous Scoundrels and Scumbags. Unfortunately, most veterans, most people don't actually know how things work well enough to recognize things and catch things like I do. You know, I'm a music theory teacher. I was before the pandemic started, and I'm pretty sure from learning how to play music and learning how to do cover tunes and stuff like that, that helped really polish my photographic memory because I've got a snapshot memory, and I don't, you know, I don't miss a thing. I don't forget. I mean, I miss some things, and it might take a little bit for me to catch what happened sometimes, but most of the time, I'm right on top of it. And you're going to hear that in this conversation because these scoundrels, um, they think they're slick, they think they're smart, and they think they're comfortable liars is what they are. So, you know, it's really sad, you know. And these people, you can hear them lie right to me, and then you know, and they try all kinds of scumbag, scandalous garbage, and that's what they are too. They're garbage. These people are garbage, and you know they. I mean, this is not even really entertaining. I don't know why I'm laughing about it because these people have destroyed my life. And they've been trying, you know, I caught the one, Edith Thompson, she's in this conversation. I caught her putting, unlawfully putting false information into my medical record at the Dayton VA. And I've got all that evidence still. I don't throw evidence away. I might move my stuff in and out of storage and everything, but there, you know, that is not very much room that kind of stuff takes. So it's easy to keep track of that. And usually I'm in the middle of something like I am right now, so it's one of the last things to get packed up anyway. So, I mean, and a lot of it's recorded on the face of the record, you know. Some of it's real easy to retrieve, but I want you to listen how these they start off lying. They were supposed to call me at 11. We agreed on that earlier this week. In one of these videos is on this channel. They started watching today because you listen to them try to blame the situation with this current scumbag landlord, Colonial Village Apartments, you know, kind of blame it on me and just back up and run over themselves over and over again, you know. So I just want to say to Aaron Baxter and David Marquette, fuck you. You scumbag, slimeball pieces of shit. Have a terrible day. And we'll see you go to jail. And like I told these people who've been trying to get me turned off the program, I know what they're doing. That's why I record every word that they say. Because they cannot be trusted. And I know they're trying to provoke me into saying something threatening and unlawful so they can, you know, just force their hands at me. And that's not going to happen. Smarter than these people. And they keep all the receipts. They're not even smart enough to tell a lie. I'm a human life saver. My memory is flawless. After this phone conversation, I had to drive up to the VA, even though I can't afford to do that. I had to go up there and get this list of referrals for these apartments, and it wasn't ready when I got there. It's a good thing I didn't look at it while I was there because it's going to be the thumbnail here. You'll see. It's got no phone numbers, no emails, and no pet information. Because I got a dog, you know, they've known that. I've always had a dog. And one of the apartments on this list, I shit you not, is one of these, one of the ones I looked at because of these people that we're talking about in this video. I mean, you can't make that up. I mean, unbelievable. Hello? Yeah. You guys are a little late, aren't you? 5 minutes. No, I got you down. You guys said 11:30. Yeah, I got. You had what worked out with me? I went over there yesterday and met with David. He had some looker with him, and he was being an asshole. He gave me my $35 back, and well, I was like, so what was all this about? Why you got it? What's up with your fake addresses and your fake website and all that stuff? And he's like, well, that's how it is, you know. Fuck you, you know. Essentially, is what he was saying. And yeah. So what did you have worked out with him? No, don't give me that. That was today. That. Okay. Okay, well that's fine. They're going to jail. And I need you guys to give me that information that I've requested. Like I said, I asked you yesterday, and that's your method. I gave Terry.
And the VA HUD-VASH people refused to give me any information. They gave me this listing twice with no information attached to it. The guy pocketed my background check money twice. Yeah, this is the kind of apartment leads they were giving me.
A message I left Edith Thompson a message this morning that I need that information, their actual information, and so I can file a criminal complaint about them with the Attorney General of the state, the state police.
Yeah, and they refuse to give me that information. They're not following the law. They have a duty under the contract they've signed to follow state and federal law and not tolerate any kind of criminal activity. But they don't. Here's evidence. What more evidence do you need?
So cyber crime unit in the FBI. If these people are scum, and I want to know, one way or another, I'm going to get this information because you guys have been doing business with them, and you put me in there in harm's way with them. I need to know all this stuff. And for some reason, you guys are withholding it. So, go ahead and go forward. Now that it's my fault that I screwed up, okay. Everything that you have about them. I'd like to know the history you guys have had with them, not the names of the people that you gave them, you referred to them. But I want to know the history of what's going on with these people. How are you doing business with them? That's what I want to know. I need to know the history. You guys are doing business with them.
They're doing business with criminals.
You have been doing business with them. How'd you come to refer me to them? That's what I want to know.
Twice. You know, I had forgotten. I had forgotten how Carla and Ryan were involved in all this stuff. I forgot all about that. Lying, playing all these games.
Can I explain something to you? Right, but when you accept,
I forgot all about that, Carla. Yeah, that's right, that's you.
And remember, when I moved in over here in February of 2021, you guys were so impressed at my honesty and my charity that you started renting to veterans exclusively. These are your words, not mine. And when you showed up here and you saw that the parking lot that used to be completely covered with ivy had been cleaned off, and you were like, "Who did this?" And I said, "I did." And you're like, "Why?" I'm like, "Because I live here, and I gotta look at that when I get home." And you're like, "Wow, there's a wall back there." Yeah, there's a wall back there that you never would have seen for a long time if I had to clean it up. And I cleaned the trees up over here, and you threw me some money here and there, But and you like to throw that in my face. You like to throw the pickup truck. I had a pickup truck that I'd already replaced everything underneath the drivetrain and everything. The motor was nice. The only thing it didn't have was nice paint or an interior. There was no dash. The only thing I had was gauges in it. But, I could have bought that stuff. That truck was a 92 GMC. It was cheap. I could buy parts for like $5. The brake lines that I paid almost $1,000 and had to do the work myself. Took me 6 weeks to do the brakes on my truck because there's 80-some foot of brake line under there. 2 lines to every wheel. Anyway, that truck ended up just think about what I had to pay for that at some repair shop. I don't even want to know what it would have cost. But anyways, you guys throw money here and there a little bit, but And when you were out here stealing my shed, you were so what do they call it? Projecting, your social justice warrior nonsense. Oh yeah, well we gave you $10,000. Okay, well I've been here 3 years. Okay, the Public Housing Authority has my banking information, and uh, and they are aware of some of the stuff that I did. You said this um, email you sent me. I mean, you got are just incapable of telling the truth. But anyways, um, you're blaming me for the bed bugs and cockroaches, and you got an exterminator you pay every month, and it's my fault. Okay, I get it. Man, when I moved out of the other apartment over there and moved the refrigerator to clean, about 40 to 50 roaches fell out from underneath the refrigerator because your exterminator isn't smart enough to spray under to move the refrigerator. He could have moved it at any time and knocked all them out there and saw they were there. But I sprayed and got rid of them and tried to clean up as good as I could. You were bitching and moaning and crying about the sorry, you're complaining about the cleanup and a little bit of a mess I left over there. And you knew I was had to sit here waiting for these gas people and light people to show up. Even though there's no gas over here, I had to be here for the shut off over there, and then wanted to inspect and make sure there was no gas over here. You know all of this, and moving all my stuff over here, doing the getting rid of the bugs, and I cleaned it up the best as I could. And when you were over here blaming me, crying about that place over there, and Rod was bitching about the glue on the floor here that the construction people threw duct tape from a package that they received on the floor. That wasn't mine. That the hole over there on the floor, that's not mine. Every inch of the walls in here has the bristles out of the paintbrushes in every bit of the paint here. And it's thin paint, and if you even look at it, it gets a fingerprint on it. And you were yelling about the smoking in these apartments, and the nicotine was on the walls over there. And I'm sure you're going to try to do the same thing about this apartment because, I mean, I'm going to try to clean this up. I don't owe you shit the way you guys have done me. So, but I'm going to try to clean this up as I move out of here and become homeless because of you. And because I do the right thing all the time. You said that yourself. So, you know, you listen to how this is from the email that Becky sent me. She's such a piece of crap. There are, here you go. So, as for our agreement for you to complete minor maintenance and lawn care, that will cease immediately. Okay, well, let's look at the bank accounts. Let's look at my PayPal account and my bank account. And where's my 1099? You know, let's because I kept all the receipts for the brake job and the gas lines and the thousands of dollars I put in that truck. I could have had my other truck here and done just fine. Actually, done a lot better because I wouldn't have to spend 10 weeks working on the thing myself, and every time it breaks down, this thing out here, I mean, it's a nice truck, and I appreciate the gesture, I'm sorry, the gesture because, It does have air conditioning and a radio, but that's the only improvement. You know. Oh, so you're terminating my employment that I have no contract with, and you use the word stipend. Stipend is a scheduled payment of a specific amount, okay? Not showing up over here just whenever you feel like it and giving somebody pennies on the dollar for the work that they did for you. You know? What about all the things I did for you for free? I mean, how many tons of garbage did I haul off your property down to the incinerator for nothing, to the transfer station for nothing? How many times did I run out to Lowe's and Home Depot and pay for your stuff? A lot of it I didn't get reimbursed for, you know. And a lot of the jobs I did here, I didn't get any money for, you know. You remember the black folks that you guys evicted out of here and the racist terminology you were using? And part of the reason that they were complaining is because you wouldn't put handrails. They're older people on disability and stuff. You wouldn't put handrails and slip proof stuff in the bottom of the bathtub. So I went over and did that. I paid for that, and I did that for free. I didn't charge them nothing. And when you threw them out, I moved them to their next location. Well, not him, because he was an asshole. But the lady, I moved her. That black lady was scared to death. She didn't know what she was going to do. You know, so I didn't charge her nothing. I moved her out of here. You know, but you guys are scumbags. You know, bottom line. And I remember when I told you when I signed the lease over there, and you were bragging about, not bragging, but you were talking about how impressed you were and how glad you were that I was totally open and honest. And what did I tell you then? I told you just like I tell other people. I was like, you know, before this is all over, the part that you love about me will be the part that you hate. See, I maintain integrity that is beyond reproach. I don't lie to people. You know, I don't have to lie to people. That way, I don't have to remember my lies. You know, like you all can't remember shit. Yeah, I remember everything, and I retain everything, every receipt, every interaction and transaction, and I record everything because you guys are crooks. You know, when Rob was here at the door acting like he was in full blown roid rage, pounding on the door, come out here and face us right now. You know, because your bed bug scam that you got caught up on and had to give Kerry his money back. I don't even know if you were actually going to charge Carl because that's your buddy, you know. But either way, you know, I bet you they can't wait. All these people can't wait for me to move out here. That way they'll be able to come outdoors again and not hold their head down in shame. You know. So, anyway, let me go back to this. Okay, here's where you stole my shit. This is all the petty juvenile shit that these people say. I mean, the pest company who is doing terrible pest control. Pest company is preparing to treat your unit. Please do not give them any grief and allow them to complete their task. Oh, you're so professional, Becky. You may not believe with their tactics. No, I don't, because I showed you and I proved, and you've all capitulated to that. You gave back everybody's money, but you're still throwing me out. You may not believe their tactics because you saw different on YouTube. I tried to give you the EPA and HUD paperwork, and you said you didn't give a damn about that. You believed your your extermination salesman. Okay? So, anyways, as for our agreement for you to complete the minor maintenance, yeah, man, you guys won't even pay for. You tell tenants when their carbon monoxide detectors and fire detectors start beeping, go buy batteries. That's your responsibility. Anyway, that will cease immediately. We have paid you a healthy stipend monthly to have you on our team. I'm on the team, huh? While your help has been appreciated and invaluable, we will not continue to do business with you as you clearly do not care about the goals we are trying to reach. Yeah, you're trying to scam. You're doing improper bed bug extermination one unit at a time. And I ended up giving you the paperwork showing that that's unlawful. You know, you're chasing the bed bugs, regardless of what your little punk exterminator says. You're chasing them from from apartment to apartment in a multi-unit complex against HUD guidelines, and you're trying to charge. You were charging veterans, which is also unlawful, and it's also in their public housing contract. So, yeah, you're right. I do not see you eye to eye on your goals. You know,
Fucking criminals.
reset the property. We try very hard to give you a nice place to call home. Yeah.
Fucking criminals. Dayton police officers. Criminals. And the Dayton police chief covered up for their crimes. That's right. Fuck you, chief of police. Yeah. Here we go. What's this? Oh. Come on. This is one of the apartments I got. Thrown out of. My rent was paid and they.
204 Eaton Avenue, Dayton, Ohio. This was taken not too long before the pandemic started. And when you see this is the result of one of the 16 code enforcement violations that were present and not disclosed when the city went to the fall Winters and Family First representative took me over there to sign the lease. I put in a maintenance request for the stairs being loose and no handrail. And like a week later, the steps had collapsed and I had fell to the bottom of the concrete and broke my arm. And this whole story is in another auditor, veterans housing auditor video on this channel. And I called the public health department, Montgomery County Public Health Department, at the beginning of the pandemic because the upstairs guy's toilet was flushing it right into my kitchen sink. And nobody came by from the public health department. Dayton, Ohio. And county commissioners and all these people know that. I guarantee you that Debbie Lee remembers that. And
I sent emails to every one of them.
Did nothing about this unlawful place I was evicted from. The Ohio Department or Division of Real Estate Licensing was investigating the landlord for real estate transactions without a license. They did nothing. And if you drive by there today, the old guy that was upstairs with his crappy toilet leaking in my sink is still there.
Yeah.
There's a new tenant in my old apartment.
Yeah.
You see what that apartment looks like.
We're still renting this apartment out. That crooked beam right there is where all of the problems start. Where the foundation is cracking, where the steps came off of the wall here. And you can see that
The crack goes all the way up the steps, all the way to this doorway, both sides of the doorway, all the way through the apartment. Comes out into this area, all the way up the steps. Look at my lovely neighbor's mess. There's where the apartment upstairs is getting ready to fall in to the downstairs apartment.
That's right. That's right. And that, all this is exactly why my computers get zapped and my accounts get zapped all the time. But as you can see, that doesn't change anything because I download and document everything as it happens and then put it onto a hard drive that's never been on the internet and it can't be tampered with. So let's go. Y'all think you got something? Y'all think you got a legal foot to stand on? I'm gonna break that foot. I'm gonna crush it and amputate it with the law.